So what other classes are you taking here besides Tala classes? That is now?
That's it for now. I took the Sargam class last
Oh,
fall.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. With all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live about 90 minutes from here, so
Oh, wow.
so it's tough for me, and I'm actually had to take a leave of absence for my job on Monday nights, so I don't think I'll be taking a lot of classes here, but I wanted to get some of the basic fundamentals down.
You play an instrument?
Yeah.
What do you play?
Well, I play a little guitar and some bass.
Okay.
And after finishing the Sargam class, I did a foolish thing maybe, and I went and bought a sitar.
Maybe foolish, maybe not. You never know.
Yeah.
That's great. So, have you had any lessons on sitar?
No. I just started doing like some of the Sargam exercises on it. That's why I bought it. I thought, well, if I'm doing Sargam and learning Indian music, I don't really want to do that on a guitar or a bass. It doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
I also have a harmonium. My wife
nice.
has a harmonium.
Okay.
I just felt like I wanted a stringed instrument to mess around with it on.
Sure. Well,
that's a leap of faith. It's a good one.
yeah, no, that's commendable. Do you have you met Arjun?
No.
Arjun is he's the caretaker here. He lives here, and he is an extraordinary sitarist. And if you were interested in this instrument and learning a little bit more, he would be somebody good to talk to.
Okay. Yeah, just tuning it has been.
Yeah, sure. All the sympathetic strings.
Yeah.
No, it's. I'm sure he could help you a lot with that.
Okay.
That's a monster of an instrument.
Yeah.
And what about you, Arthur?
I'm taking Wallace's vocal class.
Oh, great. Yeah, Wallace is he's a good friend. He's a great guy.
I like Wallace a lot.
Yeah. So you're taking the vocal class?
Taking the vocal class and do my other musical stuff on the side. But
cool. What other musical stuff?
Mandocello, bass 6, which is it's like a extended range bass sort of guitar thing, and bouzouki, Greek bouzouki.
My wife is Greek. I've heard a lot of bouzouki.
Oh, that's good stuff.
What is bouzouki?
It's like a giant mandolin, and then it's tuned in. It's got 2 unison courses, and it would be tuned the equivalent of the high strings on a guitar, tuned to D major. And as a result, you get C, F, A, D on there, and you have 2 unison.
So 8 strings.
8 strings, and 2. There's the A and the D are unison, and the C and the F are octave.
Ah, gotcha. So, cool. And what about you, Karen?
I took 2 tabla classes last year with Nikhil, and that's the extent of my musical background.
All of your
that's
musical.
That's all of it. Right.
That's
here
great.
Well,
that's you've got a good foundation.
I'm a purist.
That's good. That's very nice. And you're planning on continuing tabla?
I am.
You still practicing?
A little bit with Arthur. We jam.
Yeah, you can keep the teika while he sings his lines.
Yeah.
That's good. And you play tabla now, but you have some other melodic instruments you play, right? Guitar and.
I started on piano, and I've been teaching myself guitar. I've been teaching myself everything, so it's kind of confusing, and I don't have any structure, you know. But yeah, I'm trying to learn like jazz piano, and I'm trying to learn like weird. I'm trying to transfer like the Eastern kind of melodies to the mandolin. And
well, I know you're taking this class and you're taking tabla, but if you're interested in the melodic side, you should definitely consider taking the Sargam class, or taking beginning vocal with Wallace, or take some class. You could even do. You moved, so I assume you brought your guitar with you.
Yeah.
So you could do like a beginning instrumental class. You don't have to play sitar or sarod. You could play it on guitar. So those are I would highly recommend that if that's something you're trying to do.
Yeah. I am taking the Sargam.
Oh, you are taking the Sargam.
But unfortunately, since I was the only student, they transferred it to online.
Okay.
And, like, the real point I was doing it was so I could like come here and like get real experience.
Well,
and,
if it's online, you can still be here.
Yeah, it's all pre-recorded now.
Oh, it's pre-recorded.
So I just got sent the recordings, and it's just lost some of its feel to me. It's like just looking up, like watching lessons, rather than being like really involved in it.
Sure.
So.
Well, in that case, what you should do is maybe not this session, or if that kind of thing happens again, I would say take the beginning vocal class. Sargam is great. You should take Sargam too, and you should study those videos. They're going to definitely be helpful for you. But if you want live instruction and you can't get hold of sargam, then beginning vocal is.
Wallace goes all over all of it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he goes through all the theory and everything. Wallace is a really, really knowledgeable teacher, and he's a really great guy. So I highly recommend his class.
Excellent lecturer. His
Yeah.
lectures are
Spot on, very, very lucid, very clear instruction. So, all right, now for the torture stuff. So, we did a lot of stuff. We introduced one new Tala last week, right? What was our Tala? Jab Tal. How many beats?
10.
What are the divisions?
2, 3, 2, 3.
That's it. 2, 3, 2, 3.
Oh, I said it wrong.
No,
I said 3, 2,
you
2,
got mostly there. So 2, 3, 2, 3 is our divisions. Let's start from the top. Let's review what we've done so far. Let's review Teen Tal. We'll play around with Teen Tal, and then we'll review Jab Tal. So Teen Tal, how many beats?
16.
Divisions are
4,
4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Let's just start slow. 1, 2, ready, go. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Again. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din. Now double the teka. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din. Again. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, get ready for 3-speed. Te, te, din, here we go. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din. Again, here we go. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Very good. Din, tin, na, te, te, 4-speed. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na. Back to single. Da, din, din, da. Very good. Da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, double. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, triple. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, 4. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da, din, din, da, da, din, din, da. Na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. Da. Good. You see that thing which was hard? Now it's no problem. 3-speed, I still feel like we're sort of, it takes us a minute to lock in. Once we get it, we've got it. Any questions or difficulties or comments or?
On the 3-speed, you know, I was watching you.
Yeah, that's helpful, right? To feel the pulse.
But my brain was not connecting it.
It's just a matter of 1, 2, 3. So if you want to just isolate it, practice it on your own, you know, you've got the pulse going, right? Din, da, da. So this is your pulse. Then just count in 3s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Then count 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember we did that? Yes. Then you can substitute the 4 for da, din, din, da. So starting with 3s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Da, din, din, da, din, da, na, din, din. I mean, you don't even have to count the 4s. If you just count the 3s, you get the speed. That's the main thing, is getting the speed. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Once you have that feel, cha, 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 then you can just start saying the syllables. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Da, din, din, da, din, da, na, din, na, da, din, din, da, din, da, din, da, na, etc., etc. Okay. Other questions? Okay. I want to come back to Teen Tal and talk about some other structures that we can find inside of it. Because this what we're doing, it's just like learning the ABCs. But then eventually we need to make words and then form sentences and then maybe, you know, have concepts and, you know, that kind of thing. So I want to go back to it. But we did talk about Jup Tal, so we should review it. Jup Tal, again, 10 beats, 2, 3, 2, 3. Same structure as Teen Tal in that we have a clap, a wave, a clap. You guys know what the first beat is called?
Sum.
The sum. Do you know what the wave is called?
Kali.
Kali. Sum and the Kali. What about the other 2 claps? You guys know what those are called?
Tali.
Tali. That's right. So you have, in general terms, you have the Tali and the Kali. When you talk about Tali and Kali, you mean Tali is claps and the Kali is the waves. But the king of the Talis is the sum.
That's the first clap?
It's the first beat, no matter what. It doesn't necessarily have to be the first clap. There is, the next Tala that we're going to learn after Jup Tal is a 7-beat cycle called Rupak. And it's kind of unusual, but it's a very common Tala, but it's unusual in that it's the only Tala that begins with a wave. It doesn't begin with a clap. It begins on Kali. So we'll get there. But so 2, 3, 2, 3. Clap, clap, wave, clap. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Here's the top. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, a couple quick things. We did talk about counting on our fingers, right, for Teen Tal, 4, 4, 4, 4. With Jup Tal, you have a couple of things that you can do, right? Obviously, it's 10 beats, so we're not going to get all the way. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then go back to 1. That's fine. That's what I did for many years. But then, what I realized, it's a lot more efficient if you just do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So if you want to count on your fingers, you think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So that's just, it's up to you, however you want to do it. Or you can just go up to 10 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then come back. Now, in terms of clapping, if you want to keep track with your fingers, what I do, and everybody has a slightly different method, so find whatever is comfortable for you. But I just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the 2 beats gets a clap and an index, The 3 beats gets a clap, index, and middle. Make sense? All right, so it's entirely up to you, whatever is more comfortable. So let's count again, 2, 3, 2, 3, and then once we get the groove of that, we'll substitute the syllables. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Last time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Now, do you guys remember what the teka was for Juptal? That's right. Din-na, din, din-na. Tin-na, din, din-na. You can say din or you can say di, whatever is easier for you. Usually in the faster speeds, I transition to di. So the 2 beats are di-na, the 3 beats are di, di-na. Okay, so let's try that. 1, 2, ready, go. Din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din-na. Here we go. Din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din-na, din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din, din-na, din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din. Again. Din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din. Good. Now, before we go into the different exercises of changing the speed of the teka, let's just recite it faster, just so we get the groove of it a little bit better. So we'll do it at this pace. Din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din-na. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. Din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din-na, din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din. Very good. Din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din. Last time. Din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din-na. Now let's go a little bit faster, one more notch, just for fun. Din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din-na, din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din-na, din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, 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 din. One more, speed up. Din-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din-na, tin-na, din, din-na, tina, di-di-na, 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 tina. One more level. Dina, di-di-na, tina, di-di-na, dina, di-di-na, tina, di-di-na, dina, di-di-na, tina, di-di-na, dina, di-di-na, tina, di-di-na, dina, di-di-na, tina. Very good. Dina, di-di-na, tina. Last one. Dina, di-di-na, tina, di-di-na, dina, di-di-na, tina, di-di-na, dina, di-di-na, tina, di-di-na, dina, di-di-na, tina, di-di-na, dina, di-di-na, tina, di-di-na. Good. That's good. That's very good. But once you get it, like once, if at the very slow speed, it's hard to really appreciate the whole groove. Like you're din, na, din. But once you're at dina, di-di-na, cha-cha, 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 then you really feel the groove of the 5. It's there, it's present in the slow speed, but it's harder to appreciate at the beginning. So that's why it's good to ascend the levels. Let's go back down to the bottom. Maintain the slow clapping and then try and double, triple, and quadruple the teka. It'll be a little bit, now you really have to think and keep track while you recite, okay? Starting slow. 1, 2, ready, go. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D. Again. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D. One more time. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D. Now double the teka. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, again. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na. Go back to single. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na. Again. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D. Double. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na. One more time. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na. Now triple. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D. Okay, let's work on that one. That one. So it's getting there. Okay. Actually, before we do that, let's do the 4. That's what we did last time, 1, 2, and 4. Because those are nice and symmetrical, more or less. So, let's do 1 single, 1 double, and then we'll try 4. Okay? Ready? 2, 3, and go. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D. Double. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D. One more time. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na. Now quadruple. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T. Okay, so what's happening here, you're getting lost in the syllables.
Yes.
Because it's D, 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 D. Where's the shape of it? D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na. We just need to practice saying it. Just say it with me. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na di di na di na di di na ti na di di na da. So now it's a little bit in your tongue. I mean, because if you don't know how to say it, you're going to just get tripped up. Let's try it again. Do you think you can manage now? We'll attempt. So, again, single, double, quadruple. 1, 2, ready and go. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D. Again. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D. And double. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D. Here we go. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na. D, na, D, D, na, T, na. One more time. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na. D, na, D, D, na, T, na. Now quadruple. D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, D, na, D, D, na, T, na, D, D, na, da. It's getting better. It's getting better, right? This is the way you practice. It's like you work up to the point where you find your limit is. And then wherever your weakness is, isolate that. And you make it your strength. You just work on that thing which you can't do. Okay, if I can't say it, then I'm going to just only say it. Forget everything else. Forget this complicated clapping pattern. Just say it. And once you get that, then little by little you add the other elements. I don't want to go any further than that. We'll attempt 3-speed later. Well, if I'm here next week, which is looking like no, but I'm sure he'll be back. But you have it in the recordings and you have the concept of it. And do you have any questions about how to figure it out on your own? How to figure out the 3-speed? Do you think you would be able to do that on your own if you were, all right, today I'm going to try and do that. You think you'd be able to?
I got a question for you. I find it easier for myself to like write it out in the notation when I get home. You don't have a problem with that?
Not at all.
You haven't done any writing at all, so I thought maybe that wasn't.
No, I mean, Indian music is very much an oral tradition. Mm-hmm. Not to say that you can't write things down. In fact, I mean, sometimes you've got books and books and books of compositions, but you don't write anything down in class. Mm. Class is not the time for writing. That means you're relying on the notes. Class is the time to just absorb as much as possible, then later you digest it by writing it down. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and when you write things down, don't just write down the syllables. Write down the syllable and then also where the beat falls. You have to in some way indicate where the beat is falling. You can like underline groups of notes. Mm-hmm. Like if you're in 3-speed, underline every 3 syllables. Or you can show it by, underlining the syllable where the beat falls, or however you want to do it, you can show the mark. But the main thing is don't just write the notes. Somehow you have to indicate where the beat is falling. And then if clapping the pattern is too complicated, there's always just starting with simply the beat. D na D D na T na D D na D na D D na T na D D na D na D D. I'm not worrying about where the claps and the waves are. I'm just getting the beat and the syllables together. Then once that becomes comfortable, then I can D na D D na T na D D na D na D D na T na D D na D na. And the other thing, last thing, is that look out for the marker posts. What I mean is, remember we talked about if we're in any odd speed, if we're in 3-speed, for instance, we know that the kali of the teka is going to match the kali of the clapping pattern, right? So if you have that marker post in your mind, then you know if you're on track or not when you get to that point. D na D D na T na, or D na D D na T na D D na D na D D na T na. I know I'm in the right spot. Or you know if you're in the wrong spot. So those kind of things, look out for them. All right. You have your homework now. And if I see you again next week, we'll pick up on that. But I want to go back to Teen Tall again, because I wanted to show you some different things, some different ways that we can look at the 16-beat space and how we can sort of ornament it and play with it. Simple thing that we'll try first: 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How do we fit it inside a 16-beat cycle? Okay, so the speed will be da, din, din, da, da. Recite with me: din, din, da, na, tin, tin, na, te, te, din, din, da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was my mistake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to fit it inside Teen Tall. But the thing is, every time you get to the end of a group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. There's a gap in between each number except the last number. So at the last number, everything flips. You're gonna the 8s will be on the beat, the 7s will be off the beat, the 6s will be on the beat, the 5s will be off, the 4s will be on, the 3s will. All the even numbers are on, all the odd numbers are off. So let me demonstrate it for you once. It sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. It seems complicated, but it's actually not as hard as you think. You're just counting down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But the only thing is that you're flipping from on the beat to off the beat. On the beat, off the beat. Let's do it slow.
What's the point? Is that like a wave and a clap type thing? You kind of pointed it at a certain point.
1, that's the sum.
Oh, okay.
At the very end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are we not focusing on like Kali?
We are
Kali right now.
That's the whole thing. You have to maintain that. You have to maintain the Tala. Well, let's do it without the Tala first, but then introducing it, because this is a Tala class, right? So what can we do in that space? You have to have that space there, but I'm showing you a particular mathematical figure which fits inside 16 beats. So it goes like this: 1, 2. Let's just clap the beat. Forget the claps and the waves. Just 1, 2. Here we go. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. So after 8, you go right away to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. And then when you get back to the after 7, you go back to the downbeat. So it's going to be on, off, on. Maybe the easier way is to clap in the double.
Aren't you splitting the beat there? It sounds almost like you might be, or...
Yeah, so the reason why it's a little confusing, if you clap one clap for each number, it'll make things easier. So like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1.
So if you're going 1 and 2 and 2.
Exactly, it's on the upbeat. But the reason why it was seeming confusing is because I was clapping at half that speed. So we're talking about quarter beats at that point. So yes, it's on every other. It's on, the even numbers, the 8, the group of 8, the group of 6, the group of 4, the group of 2, they're all on the beat. The odds the group of 7, the group of 5, the group of 3, and the 1. Well, not the 1 is the only exception, but they're all up off the beat. So let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. One more time. Ready and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. You guys got it?
I think so.
Now the trick is do that and keep the Tala. 1, 2, 3. So actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Okay, you know what's easier? We'll do it instead of in one cycle, we'll do it in 2 cycles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. So in that way, because if you feel the pulse a little bit more frequently, it'll help you keep the on beats and the off beats. So we'll do it like that. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. One more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I messed it up. Sorry, my mistake. Let's try it again. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. It's hard, right?
Incredibly.
Yeah, I can't feel the pulse on that one at all. It's
Because
like my
this
mind
is,
too.
you know what this exercise is really, really good for? It's feeling the upbeat, the in-between beats. Yeah, we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 all day. But when it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, then things get a little bit more interesting. So I'm introducing this to you. Don't worry if you don't get it right away, but this is just more homework. The main thing is start it out simple, keeping just the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Let's do it again. 1, 2. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. That's the gist. It fits inside one cycle of Team Tala if you count it in the slow speed, or inside 2 cycles of the Team Tala if you count in double speed. So that's your goal, is to get that. So what you can do is just driving your car or whatever, you can just, you're sitting in the waiting room or wherever you are, you have time before bed when you're sitting down to practice, just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why internalizing the pulse is the most important thing in terms of rhythm. You can think about all these things. You can have as much information as you want in your head, but if you don't have in your guts that ticking, that clock, that does all of the other theoretical stuff is worthless. So whatever you're practicing, keep the beat. Make sure that whenever you're counting or reciting, you're always keeping the beat so that that beat gets inside you. Then you'll have no problem with anything. Okay, so that's one idea. Okay. Do you remember last week I introduced to you a concept called T-high? Remember this?
Just listen to it on the way over here a few minutes ago.
So T-high is this concept. It's a rhythmic cadence in Indian music. It's all over the place, especially in tabla, and in Kathak dance it's a lot too, and in instrumental music as well. But it's particularly important in tabla. It consists of any phrase, any rhythmic phrase or melodic phrase, which is repeated 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the point is that the T-high is leading you to a particular point, usually the sum. We're going to just say, for all intents and purposes today, all of our T-highs are going to lead us to the sum. In actual practice, they can lead to other places. They can lead to the beginning of a melody or to certain, different beats. But the vast majority of them, 95% of them, land on the sum.
Is that what you hear a lot of times when the drum first starts at the beginning of a piece of music? There's like a little flourish, and then boom, it comes in on the downbeat.
Typically, yeah. I mean, typically you think of T-highs as being at the end of phrases. So, like, say a tabla player is, usually in a performance you have alap, which means just the melody by itself, no rhythm, and they play alap for maybe half an hour, and then typically they start a rhythmic phrase, and then the tabla player joins. And so usually what the tabla player will do is he'll play a couple of cycles of just improvising, playing around, but then he'll almost always end with a T-high, and then that T-high signals that we're going back to the downbeat. So T-high, it's really important concept. Well, the importance of it is actually debatable. Some people think that that people focus too much on T-high and that it becomes gimmicky, but it's definitely something that you need to understand. And it's nice to be able to think about them and then eventually to be able to improvise them. So let's look at Teen Tal. We're back in 16 beats. I want you to just, for the time being, we'll count on our fingers. Don't worry about the claps and the waves. Let's count up to 16 and then get back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1. Now, we're going to count 3 groups of 5. 5 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After the 5th beat, there will be 1 beat of rest. And then we'll start over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it landed all work out for you? Okay.
So the end of the T-high is the beginning of
the down, yeah, because it's ending on the sum, so the new cycle is starting.
So they're like merging.
Exactly. So if you think about 5, 5, 5, what is that?
15.
2 beats of gap gives you
17.
Which means you have full 16 beats plus the downbeat of the next gap, of the next cycle. Okay. So that's a really simple, but we can have all kinds of T-high. So let's just do something. Now, instead of counting 5, 5, 5, what if we double the speed? Like instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What if we counted at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? What if we counted at that speed? Try this. 11, 11, 11. What's 11, 11, 11?
33.
Teen Tall has how many beats?
16.
Double it.
32
Plus the downbeat, 33. So 11, 11, 11 is a very common T-high pattern. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now there's going to be no gap. So the second Tala, we called each of the 3 repetitions a Tala. The second Tala will start an upbeat. So it'll go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Did it work out? Let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So what you're feeling, this is a very typical pattern where you have the first group and the third group were on the beat, but the second group was off the beat. That gives you a sense of rhythmic tension, and that rhythmic tension is resolved on the downbeat. So instead of counting 11, let's count 10 and make the 11th beat da. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, da. That's got more of a punch to it. Ready? And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, da. Feels a little bit more like it makes sense. Now, 10. Why does that sound familiar?
Japtal.
Japtal. We just did a whole bunch of 10. So what if we did the Japtal Teka, Dina, Di, Dina, Tina, Di, Dina, Da, and make that our Pala. So we do that 3 times. Okay? You with me? So we'll do Dina, Di, Dina, Tina, Di, Dina, Da, Dina, Di, Dina, Tina, Di, Dina, Da, Dina, Di, Dina, Tina, Di, Dina, Da. 2. Here we go. Dina, Di, Dina, Tina, Di, Dina, Da, Dina, Di, Dina, Tina, Di, Dina, Da, Dina, Di, Dina, Tina, Di, Dina, Da. Din, din, da, da, din, din, da, na, tin, tin, na, de, de, din. Here we go. Dina, di, dina, tina, di, dina, da, dina, di, dina, tina, di, dina, da, dina, di, dina, tina, di, dina, da. All of these things you have to be able to also clap and count. One more time. 2. Ready and go. Dina, di, dina, tina, di, dina, da, dina, di, dina, tina, di, dina, da, dina, di, dina, tina, di, dina, da. Now, there's so many different ways. If you just look at that format, 11, 11, 11, there's so many different ways that you can make an 11-beat phrase. Like how could you group them numerically? A group of 11 beats, how could you group it numerically?
3, 8.
3 and 8. Right. That's absolutely right. So you ordered 3 and 2 4s. There's so many different patterns. I want you each to come up with one. So we got 3, 8. How else could you divide 11?
7 and 4.
7 and 4.
6 and 5.
6 and 5.
You fried?
Yeah.
Okay. How about 1, 4, and 6?
Okay.
There's so many different ways you could do it. You could say, okay, a 6 is 1, 2, 3. 4 is 1, 2. And then the 1 is 1. So you could do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. You once you start thinking in this way, you start to see all the different creative possibilities. So what I'm giving you here are not fixed things, but they're templates. 11, 11, 11, you know that works. So what you do with that 11 is entirely up to you. So let's do this. You said 8 and 4. Or no, what did you say? 3, 8. Beautiful. So 8 will be da din din da, da din din da. The 3 will be da da da. So we have like a little mini ti inside the ti. So we'll do da din din da, da din din da, da da da, da din din da, da din din da, da da da, da din din da, da din din da, da da da, din din da, da din din da. But let's, we've played a lot with the phrase of the teka. Let me teach you a new phrase. You guys know this phrase? Tete kata gadi gene. This is a tabla phrase or a pakawaj phrase also. Let's learn it. The first part is tete.
Tete.
Tete. Say it.
Tete.
Second part is kata.
Kata.
Gadi.
Gadi.
Gene.
Gene.
So the first two parts is tete kata.
Tete kata.
Gadi gene.
Gadi gene.
Tete kata.
Tete kata.
Gadi gene.
Gadi gene.
Tete kata gadi gene.
Tete kata
Gadi gene.
Tete kata.
Gadi gene.
Tete kata gadi gene. Tete kata gadi gene. Tete kata gadi gene. Tete kata gadi gene. Tete kata gadi gene. Tete kata gadi gene. Tete kata gadi gene. This is just a simple phrase of 8. Not too simple. I don't mean to belittle or make it sound less than it is. It's 8 syllables that you have to memorize. But
is there a name for that?
It's just the names of these syllables in general are called bowls.
I mean, for the phrase,
Like
the
the
8-beat
teka.
phrase, is that a tala?
The name is Tete Kata Gadi Gene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the name of the phrase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but that will be our 8-beat phrase. So now we can say Tete Kata Gadi Gene Da Da Da. Your 3 das at the end. Okay? So this will be our 8 plus 3 is 11. Because it's boring to count and it's boring to just say da din din da da din din da. So now it's Tete Kata Gadi Gene Da Da Da. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Tete kata gadi gene da da da. Tete kata gadi gene da da da. Tete kata gadi gene da da da. Din, din, da, da. Din, din, da, na, tin, tin, na. Tete, din, din, da. Tete kata gadi gene da da da. Tete kata gadi gene da da da. Tete kata gadi gene da da da. Din, din, da. This is the idea. This is just the baby steps. Then later you can just, if you want to just challenge yourself, you can say it at a faster tempo. Tete kata gadi gene da da da. Tete kata gadi gene da da da. Tete kata gadi gene da da da. It just, and then find some other way to come up with it. You can use, here, let me give you just a couple of quick tools. I know we're almost out of time. If you want to play with a note that is 1 beat long, you call it da. you say da. Or ta. If you want a group that's 2 beats long, we'll call it taka. Taka. So taka, 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 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If you want to play with a group of 3, call it takite. Takite, 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 takite. So that's 1 is ta, 2 is taka, 3 is takite, 4 we say tere kite. Tere kite, tere kite, tere kite. So what I'm doing is I'm just throwing out a bunch of tools. They're on your recordings, right? Are you recording?
Yes.
Okay, good. So then you can go back and listen. And think, okay, I want to play with 2s and 4s. So I can say taka tere kite, taka tere kite, ta. Or 3 and 4. Takite, tere, kite, takite, tere, kite. So how, okay, I've got my 11. What was your division for 11? 6 and 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 6, we'll say 2 3s. 5, we'll say 4 and 1. So we'll say takite, takite, tere, kite, da. 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 So I'm just, giving you little tools. They're like Legos, they're like little Lego pieces, and then you can use them to build your own phrases and make your own shapes. Anyway, that's a lot. I didn't expect to see you guys 3 times. We'll see if next week happens or not, but hopefully Jim will be back. I mean, I'm happy to teach you, but any questions? This is called T-high, what we're doing now. And we'll play with this more. There's T-highs. T-highs don't have to start from some. They can start any place. They can, the phrase can be very long or very short. It can be in any Tala, so we can talk about T-highs in Jabtal, T-highs in Tintal. Next week, if I see you, what I'll do is I'll introduce one more cycle. So we have Tintal, Jabtal, and maybe we'll do Rupak next time.
What was the 8765431?
That's just an exercise. That's just a, that's not a T-high.
Yeah.
T-high means the thing is being repeated 3 times. So this was just an exercise for playing with upbeats. One, that's really good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. All right. You guys, thank you very much. Have a wonderful.
Thank you.
You guys look a little fried. But
Yeah. Great.
Can you tell?
No, if it
We should do the theory of relativity.